YouTube star, a professional traveler and eater. Mike Chen!
What's up, Mike Chen?
Okay, how was your life like before YouTube?
It was pretty boring. I spent a year on Wall Street and quickly realized that me and numbers is not the best mix. I didn't have much money and I was living in New York, so you can imagine what I ate every day. Mainly just like dollar slices of pizza, which is still better than most other pizza in the world. And it was instant noodle, but it wasn't anything like I'm experiencing now. But of course, New York being a very international metropolis, I was able to get a lot of cheap international foods, but it wasn't until I started to do YouTube traveling around the world that I realized, oh my god, food is amazing.
How do you oversee all those channels and update them regularly?
I don't. I got no idea. The only couple ones that I do very regularly is Strictly Dumpling, my vlog channel. Oh, I am working on them, so I just haven't published some of the videos.
So what made you decide to start a YouTube channel?
Well, I started doing YouTube because I wanted to actually promote traditional Chinese culture, which I feel like was something that kind of was destroyed after the Cultural Revolution. So I wanted to talk more about Chinese history, cultural relics, and architecture. And of course, when you talk about culture, you can't talk about culture without food, because that's also another one of my big passions. Because I mean, I don't have much loves in my life. I'm pretty much single my whole life, except for my relationship with food, which never fails me.
Yes.
Except for sometimes. It goes to bad restaurants.
Yes. So how do you decide where to fly out next for your food adventures?
It depends. Sometimes I'm invited by governments. Okay, that doesn't happen a lot. Sometimes it does happen, so I'm like, oh hey, okay, this trip is a guided tour by this group, so I should go. I would love to go. But usually it's more like, where haven't I gone? Because I want to continuously look for food I haven't tried. Maybe go back to countries and explore more of that particular area. It's like the Philippines. Like, I've been here twice before, but I mean, there's thousands of islands. There's so many different cuisines. It's impossible to try everything in a couple of trips. So you want to continue to come back and explore new places.
What's the best meal that you've ever eaten?
I would say my most memorable meal was the first time I've ever eaten Japanese Wagyu beef. It is life-changing. If you love beef and you have not had Japanese Wagyu, I want to be you, because then I could experience that sensation all over again. Before that, like, people say, oh, I had a steak that melts in my mouth. Unless they're talking about A5 Wagyu, they're lying to you. So when I took that bite, it literally just dissipated. All I could think about was, my life is new again.
Is there a food that you won't eat?
Broccoli. It's like a tree. It's a vegetable that does not shrink in your stomach. What that means is, it's taking up solid real estate, valuable stomach real estate. Like, you're filling with broccoli. Nobody wants to fill their real estate with broccoli.
What do you like most about traveling, and what do you hate most about it?
I love, obviously, going to new places I've never been, seeing a culture I've never seen before, and also just like dispelling myths, like, and notions. Like, before you travel to a place, a lot of times you have sort of an idea of what it is because of news or what other people say, but it's usually that's incorrect. So you get to kind of experience a place for yourself, which is very fascinating. Every culture has something different to offer, culinary wise. What I hate about traveling is flying. You're sitting in this little tin tube surrounded by like hundreds of people. Any one of them farts in your close proximity, you will have a really bad flight for the next 10 minutes. God. Not many good things happens in the middle to in the air.
What's your 3 favorite food destinations?
China, which I can't go to, but I love it. I've been there. I was born there. It's so diverse. It's probably got the most variety of foods of any country in the world. I love Japan because they're completely innovative. They're the only people in the world that are like, we don't like anybody else's melons, so we're gonna invent one and sell it to you for $150. And you will buy it and thank us. And then I love Singapore. I just love Singapore. I love it. It's a little space that's full of these wondrous hawker stalls where you can get a taste of all of Singapore within like a 20-minute drive.
So aside from eating, what do you do in your spare time?
Spare time, what's that? I don't really understand what this concept of a spare time is. What do you mean by free time? I don't know what that is.
You eat, you sleep, you take a bath, and then do it, and then work out.
That's basically my life.
So with all the food that you've been eating, dude, Oh, flex it, flex it. Okay, you're fit. So how do you do it?
Well, being Asian helps, I think. But I've always been pretty fit my whole life, so I'm kind of running on reserve. I've been so fit most of my life. I'm like, the last few years I'm like kind of running on that tank of fit gas. I've got to work out. I try to work out when I'm home, which is very rare. I work out at least twice a day. When I'm on the road, I'm always in the gym. If there's a hotel at the gym, I'm always there. You try to be as fit as possible. It's hard, but you try. When I'm home, I do about 3 hours a day.
Advice to those who would like to start a YouTube channel.
Oh man, it's very tough right now because it's so saturated. Do something you're passionate about because you're not going to be making money on it, most likely. So don't count on that as a money-making thing. Do it as a passion, and then if it makes money, great. If it doesn't, you're still doing something you love.
And what advice can you give lone travelers?
Well, I think everyone should travel alone at least once in their life because we all have, I feel like, a innate self-consciousness that we fear like eating alone, or we fear going to places alone because it's embarrassing, or we're very self-aware. I think you learn to love yourself and be more comfortable with yourself when you have like 8 days by yourself, you know, when you're on the road. But my tips are, go make friends. Don't be afraid to go join activities. Go have a good time. Let loose. You know, this is your moment to just do whatever you want amongst a bunch of strangers who might record you on camera and then post it later. But most likely that won't happen.
Okay, thank you so much,
No worries.
Mr. Chen.